Now, let's go ahead and move to the next chapter. Everyone, we will do the chapter of imports under GST. Please come to imports under GST, everyone. Please come to imports under GST. See, this chapter, now we have three chapters which are remaining in GST. One is imports under GST, exports under GST, and miscellaneous provision. Okay? All the chapters are very C-graded chapter, but still, I am expecting out of these three chapters, you will have a 2 to 4 mark question. Let's go ahead and quickly cover them also. Everyone, imports under GST. Everyone, please come to your imports. Imports under GST. See, importation can be of goods also. Importation can be of services also. You have to remember, imports under GST means, import means what? Import means bringing goods into India from a place outside India. Everyone with me. Bringing from outside India into India is known as what, everyone? Imports. Now, importation of services means what? Supplier of services outside India, recipient is in India, and the place of supply is in India. That is called import of service. Now, sir, importation of goods, always remember one thing. This article number 269A was there earlier in chapter number 1. Now they have anyways deleted chapter number 1. So it's okay. You can also delete it, and you can remember as per section number 7, subsection 2, imports is always interstate supply. But I hope you guys remember, in our charge of GST, it is told that whenever you import the goods, importation of goods pay, the IGST will be levied and collected as per section number 37 of the Custom Tariff Act. On which value? On the value which is determined under the Custom Act under section number 38 or 38A of the Custom Tariff Act, at the point when custom duties are levied. So when custom duty is charged, you will see in our customs that when custom duty is charged, the IGST is charged on the goods which are imported into India. But remember one thing, if the importation is happening of online money gaming, yes, everyone, for that custom duty is not there. IGST is charged under the GST Act. I hope this point is clear to all. Now, sir, once you go ahead and make the payment of the IGST with the custom duty, importer can avail the ITC on the basis of bill of entry. I hope you guys remember, bill of entry ka basis pay, you can go ahead and take the input tax credit. Okay, this was just general knowledge which you guys already knew. This chapter is something which you guys already know. Everyone over here now. Importation of service can be for a consideration 71B and section number 71C. We have already learned in the chapter of supply. Sir, if it is importation of service for a consideration, business purpose, non-business purpose, both are considered as supply. Business purpose, also it is, importation is always interstate supply. You have to pay IGST. You have to pay under RCM. Now, when the recipient has to pay the GST under RCM, he has to take compulsory registration. But in case of non-business entity, government went ahead and exempted it. Government has exempted. But exemption is not applicable in case of OIDR service. OIDR services given to an NTOR, forward charge mechanism, is applicable. Now we have Schedule 1, paragraph number 4, which went ahead and told if you go ahead and import services without consideration also, importation of service, if you do from related person or own establishment outside India, in the course or furtherance of business, if you import it without consideration also, it is supply. Importation of service is always interstate supply. What do you have to pay? IGST has to be paid under RCM. You have to go ahead and pay. So who will pay? Recipient will pay under RCM, and you can go ahead and take the ITC. Now, there are some important points which I have wrote in this chapter. Everyone over here. Important point. Number 1, bond-to-bond transfer. I went ahead and imported some goods from outside India. Everyone, I hope you guys remember, in case of bond-to-bond transfer, you imported some goods from outside India. You transferred them to what, everyone? Custom bonded warehouse. ठीक है everyone? Now you went ahead and sold the goods to a friend for an example. Now always remember bond to bond transfer when you do, that is the custom bonded warehouse ka goods when you sell, GST is not levied under the GST Act. But when your friend will go to clear, he has to pay the custom duty also and he has to pay the IGST. Remember, the IGST is to be paid on the value which is under section number 38 of the Custom Act. People, I hope you guys remember this, but I'll still connect you to the Custom Act and show you over here that under Custom Act, we go ahead and what is the value? Sir, we go ahead and take the assessable value and we add all the duties and we arrive at what everyone? At one value. This is known as section number 38 ka value. 38 ka value pay you have to go ahead and pay. In case of bond to bond transfer, you have to pay on what amount everyone? Custom duty on? Custom duty normally. But IGST is to be paid on what? 38 ka value. What is 38 ka value everyone? After you go ahead and add all the duties, the value which will come will be 38 ka value or the transaction value, whichever is higher. Remember one thing, 38 ka value or the transaction value, whichever is higher. I have written over here that sir, in case of bond to bond transfer, it is 38 ka value or the transaction value, whichever is higher. Just a second. Chalo, please come back everyone. Please come back. So remember this. I like this point from exam point of view. If they by chance ask you on bond to bond transfer, normally custom duty will come. But IGST will be on what everyone? IGST will be on transaction value or the transaction value or 38 ka value, whichever is higher. Everyone over here now. The next one over here. So bond to bond transfer, IGST was on 38 ka value of the custom tariff act or the transaction value, whichever is higher. The next is high sea sale. Sir, my goods were coming from outside India. Supposingly, from US, one person put some goods in the ship and the goods were coming to you. Now, what you did, when the goods have not been cleared from the custom port, the goods might have reached India over here or might be the goods are in the sea. So, it is called what everyone? High sea sale sale. High seas sale. I went ahead and sold the goods to my friend over here. When he will go to clear, then always remember he has to pay the custom duty also, he has to pay the IGST also. But here you have to remember the IGST and the custom duty is paid on the transaction value which is paid by the buyer who files the bill of entry. So whatever was our transaction value, on that only custom duty also will come, on that IGST also will be calculated. These 2 points, I like it from exam point of view, they can go ahead and ask it to you. Everyone over here now. What is third country shipment everyone? Third country shipment means merchant trading, one country to another country directly if you sell the goods. Supplying of goods from non-taxable territory to another non-taxable territory without goods entering India. It is neither supply of goods nor supply of service. Now, here I have written importation of goods by SEZ unit or developer is always exempt from the GST which is payable. Remember, if you are SEZ, importation of goods is always exempted. The next one over here is goods imported by Baba, importation of goods pay, whatever GST is applicable, it is not applicable to an SEZ unit. Then, importation of goods by 100% EOU, export-oriented unit, they are also exempted from custom duty also, IGST also, and GST compensation cess also. Everyone over here now. Now, the next one over here is special provision for services of what everyone? OIDR. This section is not section number 14A, this section is 14. The next section is 14A. By chance, by mistake, it has come over here. So you have to remember, it is section number 14. Everyone, I hope you guys remember. OIDAR supplier, Netflix, providing services from outside India. If I am a registered person, I will pay the GST under RCM. But if I am unregistered person, they will collect the GST from me and pay under forward charge mechanism. Please remember this important point. I have gone ahead and given the definition of OIDR over here. This definition is just for the purpose of reading. You guys can read this definition. That's all once. Take everyone. Now, Everyone over here, OIDR you have to remember. Supposingly there is Netflix. Netflix is in the non-taxable territory. OIDR is outside India. OIDR went ahead and gave OIDR services to a person in India. Remember, if the recipient in the taxable territory is other than NTR means if you are a registered person, you will be liable to pay GST under RCM. Recipient will be liable. But if you are a NTOR actually means an unregistered person. But they have gone ahead and given the definition of NTOR, and they have told NTOR means an unregistered person and also a TDS deductor. Array, you remember TDS deductor? TDS deductor, although registered in GST, they told we will not pay the GST under RCM, and hence government told if anyone from outside India is providing OIDR services to a person in India, if that person is registered, he will pay the GST under RCM. If he is unregistered, forward charge mechanism will be applicable. The OIDR will be liable. So OIDR के लिए government went ahead and told OIDR when you have to OIDR when you have to collect the GST and pay to the government, you don't have to go ahead and take registration in all the state. You can take simplified registration. OIDR to obtain compulsory registration under section number 24, which is a simplified registration which is there. Then the registration application is REG 10, and once the registration application is complete, they will give REG 06 में registration certificate. OIDR will always pay the tax using his e-cash ledger. One point you can remember, OIDRs के लिए international money transfer is allowed. The next one, furnish the return. International money transfer ke through, they can put the money in their e-cash ledger and make the tax ka payment. Everyone over here. And their monthly return is GSTR 5A, which is a monthly return. Now, everyone, the next one is also important. I believe either OIDR or section number 14A. You can have a small question. Everyone over here now. Special provision for actionable claim, which is online money gaming supplied by a person located outside India, outside the taxable territory. So if there is a supplier, supposingly poker.com, which is outside India, and it is giving what? Online money gaming in India. Remember, in this case, always remember one thing. If the recipient in the taxable territory is there, the recipient ka case mein, recipient will never pay. You tell me one thing. Recipient registered, unregistered, will it matter to you? No. Always remember one thing, recipient will never pay. The forward charge mechanism will applicable. Supplier will only collect the GST and pay the GST to the government. And what is the GST paid? IGST. Everyone, for this, these people are required to take simplified registration. Supplier to obtain compulsory registration, which is a simplified registration. Application is REG 10. Registration certificate is REG 06. Sir, they also have to pay using their e-cash ledger, and they have to furnish their return, which is GSTR 5A. They both are same. They both ka case mein, they have to go ahead and file the same registration application, etc. But OIDR ka case mein, if you are registered, you will pay GST under RCM, unregistered forward charge. But here it is always forward charge mechanism. Now, one point which I want you to remember, sir, supposingly these people from outside India, they don't do the compliance in India, they don't take the registration in India, then remember, in case of non-compliance, any information generated, transmitted, received, hosted in any computer resource used for supplying online money gaming shall be liable to be blocked for access by the public. Means the system which you are using to go ahead and provide the service, they are going ahead and telling what? They will go ahead and block the system itself. Everyone over here now, basically you will not be able to do business in India. Everyone, this chapter is a C-graded chapter. Okay? The maximum expected is 2 to 4 mark. Sir, what are the points you like it? See, I will go ahead and tell you what points I like it. Just a minute, everyone. Okay, what are the points which are important from this chapter, everyone? One is bond-to-bond transfer. One is high C sale. One is this OIDR wala point. And one is this online money gaming wala point. These 4 points are very, very important. Please take care of them. I'll go ahead and close my revision on the chapter of imports under GST. Please come to the next chapter now. Imports done.